Howdy ho guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna have a review Alien's Fireteam Elite. The Alien universe would seem to be ideal for making games based on it. Stunning monsters and recognizable settings, memorable characters and importantly an extensive fan base hungry for new content. But in spite of everything, in games Alien appear infrequently. The last landmark project of the series will soon celebrate its 7 years and I don't even want to remember about the shooters. Those who want to shoot Xenomorphs have to either be content with the games for 20 years ago or torture themselves with the Aliens colonial marines. Aliens Fireteam Elite is trying to correct this injustice. In Aliens Fireteam Elite begins a few years after the events of the third film. The warship Endeavour responds to distress signal received from the abandoned Katanga orbital station. Intelligence quickly finds out the station is packed to overflowing hordes of Xenomorphs and Wayland Hutati Corporation, familiar to us, is somehow involved in what is happening. To destroy the Hive and figure out what is happening in a detachment of 3 heavily armed marines, for one of whom will play. Even before the release, players dubbed Aliens Fireteam Elite Left 4 Dead with Aliens, and on the whole they were right. With some reservations, its entire gameplay cycle consists of shooting hundreds of weak and stupid xenomorphs, among which special and much more dangerous special periodically come across. And it's worth giving the developers their due. The shooting is here performed at an unacceptable level. Aliens albeit every other time, but react to hits that wriggle distressingly after the death. Trunks sound nice and the 10-year enemy carcasses to pieces. The only pity is that the complete static nature of scenery spoils the immersion. At the same time, the battles themselves turned out to be intense and dynamic. Aliens attack with wall brutes canonically move along the walls and ceiling, quickly drive them to a dead end, preparing the ground for more dangerous individuals. Already at the medium difficulty level, an unplayed Marines team can face a serious challenge, and the higher difficulty can fray even experienced players on the nerves. To counter such a threat will help not only the team mutual assistance, but also a rich arsenal of weapons and gadgets, as well as customizable set of active and passive abilities. Players can choose from the 1-5 classes, each with its own set of available weapons and unique combat skills. A shooter, for example, receives a significant bonus from non-stop firing, and a medic, in order to use abilities noticeably more often, needs to be constantly close to allies. In the heart of battle, it's not all as easy as it seems. At the same time, skills can be freely modified and customized as you level up. For example, a scout can access his surge drone with a wicking weapon. Now he will not only mark strong enemies on the way, but also hang a negative effect on them. Or instead of adding new properties, you can develop old ones. This medic who is hung with modifiers for recharging skills can practically not take the team out of action of combat stimulants at all. The gaming arsenal did not disappoint either. There are dozens of barrels available in Aliens Fireteam Elite. In each weapon really feels different. Even between two submachine guns, you can feel certain differences, and here you definitely cannot confuse a shotgun with a flamethrower. At the same time, any barrel can be supplemented with the body kits. The modernization came out quite modest but amusing. New scopes and flash suppressors not only add numerical bonuses but also give weapon a unique property, such as a bonus to accuracy that accumulates for each successive kill. As a result, battles in Aliens Fireteam Elite are quite capable of throwing off a team of players a worthy challenge. A rich arsenal of weapon and abilities level room for tactical experiments. Unfortunately, this is not over the merit of the aliens themselves. The enemies here take in numbers of health, but not in any way with the interesting abilities. However, the stupidity of cannon fodder in games is this genre is in general the norm. But to be honest, it's little offensive for the Xenomorphs. Alien is still not a zombie, but in Aliens Fireteam Elite, opponents came out almost stupider than the infected from the Left 4 Dead, and their set of attack is even less. Even advanced individuals who at first glance know how to retreat and hide, in fact obey through the scripts. There is no question of any, at least minimally possible, all here. For example, a Xenomorph spitting acid knows how to hide behind his shelters, but if you go behind him, there will be no react to enemy in the rear. And the alien from the first film, who knows how to react, escapes having received a certain amount of damage, but then comes back without any attempts to remain invisible and without any instinct for the self-presentation, probably in the full grown and right under the bullets. However, the stupidity of the Xenomorphs is almost the only thing that can seriously hurt the feelings of a fun franchise. Alien's Fireteam is very protective on its heritage. The game locations refer to key places of classical films, the situation in which the characters find themselves are easily recognizable, and the soundtrack delightfully imitating the original source. The sound here is real delight for the fan, the Xenomorph to scratch recognizably and pulse rifle cracked. Even the sound of the critical hit is the alarm hitting the strings from the first films. An absolutely charming little thing. At the same time, the plot turned out to be completely invisible and optional, a standard story which have we already seen several times in the framework of the franchise. In addition, it's severed exclusively through boring dialogues and briefings, but description of the objects and optional conversation to the eyeballs are stuffed with the lore of aliens, and what is especially nice without taking into the account the first films, but the references to lesser known like comics and books. The lack of unique mechanics makes Alien Fireteam a lot less fun than it could be. Imagine Left 4 Dead but without director and random generation, but with the smile line cards. Without an element of randomness and the need to explore location, the game simply cannot offer the variety of situation and replayability that in general you expect from a genre. Difficulty and shooting are good, but what's the point of returning to the second game if even the direction of the attack aliens will always be the same? The developers at Corn Irony Studio really made a fan for fans game, and the final experience will be greatly influenced by whatever you consider yourself to be or not. Those hoping to see a decent game in a genre will almost likely leave disappointed. There are no ideas or good reasons to play Alien's Fireteam Elite at all, and not for example in some World War Z 2. But if you were expecting a lively component shooter in the Alien universe, then Alien's Fireteam is a game that made you modest requirements. So, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to comment and subscribe and push those bells on my channel. Peace.